All right, so what are some of my closing thoughts on Blue Lotus? Although I probably will circle back around to it once we go through each of the different supplements. Maybe I'll come back around and try to rank them or something. But I did like Blue Lotus. It was one of my favorites out of all the ones I was trying. It did seem to work. Now, if you look at the numbers, I was definitely hitting a lot more that first week than I was the month before. Although, honestly, I'm not sure how much of that was affected. It was the first week, and I was all hype and excited for the experiment. And I was dream journaling, way better than I ever have. So I'm kind of interested to maybe try go another month without any supplements and then just do the same diligent dream journaling that I was doing and then see what my lucid dreaming hit rate is then versus, the 2 months when I was taking these supplements. But, look at the numbers. It seemed to work. It definitely had a strong kind of like I wouldn't say strong, but it had a feeling, it had a nice little like a buzz or something you could actually feel off of drinking it, which was neat. Did seem to help hypnagogia in that sense too. Dosing was an issue, right? So I got the stuff off Etsy, right? And it was cheap, but it doesn't come in like pre-made packets. You got to like do that shit yourself. So dosing was kind of all over the place. I was going on Google trying to figure out how much dosing I should be putting in. Some nights I went way harder than other nights. I was like, screw it, I'll just put tons in and see what happens. So dosing was definitely an issue. I also wonder what the half-life would be on it. So, I would really, like if you're good doing like the wake back to bed method, I think if you were to take this tea in particular or, a lot of the other ones we'll be going over, I would imagine wake back to bed would just really enhance these things and make them way more effective, although I didn't do any of that. But yeah, overall, Blue Lotus was pretty good. Tasted fine. Yeah, I would recommend it. Oh, and one more thing I'll say about Blue Lotus that I forgot to mention earlier is that even though my dosing was kind of all over the place, especially that first week because I didn't have my little reusable tea bag things that I ended up getting later, was that even on nights when I took like a good amount more than on other nights, it never like got me wired up enough that it made it hard for me to fall asleep. Where some of the other supplements and stuff that I was using, did do that. Kind of the most blatant, the most obvious example of this for me at least, and this wasn't one of the supplements I was testing out, but it is a very famous one out there, is like galantamine. Galantamine, super strong, still yet the strongest lucid dreaming type supplement I've ever used. But the problem with galantamine for me is it tends to fire up my brain too much, and the half-life is short, so it makes me hard for me to fall asleep quickly after taking it. So I got to do a bunch of shit to kind of negate that problem. But anyway, that wasn't an issue with Blue Lotus.